Well, that was kind of a boring episode. I wonder what the next episode will be about.
モンスターボールゴー
スイくんが新しく図鑑に登録されます。
Wait, what? Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Pokémon Journeys episode 52, Hands-On Agriculture Studies. Where is Diglett? This was the 1137th episode of the Pokemon anime, and where do I even start? Obviously the big talking point is what we saw in the episode preview regarding GOH and Suicune, but we'll get into that in a little bit. First, let's break down this week's episode and get into the review. So today's random mission for Ash and Go is about some vegetables that came from a farm. Apparently one of Professor Cerise's old students, Endo, runs a farm and he's having some trouble with Diglett and Dugtrio. And the professor is nice enough to let his daughter come out and play today, so Chloe will be coming along too. I thought it was kind of strange the way he was like, I decided to let Chloe join you guys today. It's probably not a big deal, but I just figured it would be better and more natural for Chloe to want to join Ash and Go, not just because her dad lets her. Anyways, they make their way out to some farmland, and Chloe is confused at Ash and Go randomly deciding to start running, but as they say, when there's open space, you can't help but start running. So we get to this farm, and Eevee immediately gets shocked by a Voltorb who is owned by this guy, Endo, the one who runs the farm. He gives us the quick backstory about how he used to be one of Professor Cerise's students, so he knew Chloe from when she was little. I'm not really sure what happened, but in the years since, he's not only lost all of that hair, but also gave up on Pokemon research and is now taken up farming. He lets them all snack on some tomatoes, and then we get to the reason he called for help, which is over in his massive carrot field, the spot where the Diglett and Dugtrio are causing problems. They don't know why the Pokemon are causing issues all of a sudden, but everyone agrees that they'll try to stop them. They all run in without any plan at all, and well, things didn't work out so well. They decide to call it a day, and they try and figure out what they're going to do tomorrow, and they eventually decide that they're actually going to have a plan this time, with Chloe giving up commands while Ash and Go try and stop the Diglett and Dugtrio. After some encouragement from her Eevee, Chloe accepts the idea. Cut to the next day, and their new plan is a lot more effective, with Go catching a Diglett right away. They decide to target Dugtrio next, since there's only one Dugtrio, so they assume it must be the leader. Go catches this one too, and it seems like their plan worked. How exciting. Okay, to be honest, this was kind of all mundane and a little boring, but we're not finished with the episode yet. I was surprised that it took them until after they had actually caught the Diglett and Dugtrio to stop and ask why they were coming to the farm in the first place. I feel like when Ash usually gets caught up in things like this, they usually try and find the source of the problem first instead of rushing straight in. Although I guess that kind of thought process was more common for someone like Brock, and now that Ash is the de facto leader of the group, he can still be a little headstrong when it comes to these types of things. Whoa, what? Oh, it's just Meowth and Team Rocket asleep on the job. That sudden jump cut did jolt me awake for a second. The first part of the episode nearly had me like Jesse James and Wobbuffet. Anyways, Meowth calls in this mecha scarecrow that makes it rain, literally, and then to help grow these crops that he planted, Meowth decides to play some music, and boy, do they ever. This was a small detail that I really liked about this episode, but they absolutely blasted the music here, even to the point that once the twerps show up, Team Rocket jumps straight into their motto, but you can barely hear them because the music is so loud. I thought that was a nice touch. Thankfully, Conductor Meowth turns the music off, and we get an epic showdown between Drillbur and Sandslash, both courtesy of the Rocket Prize Master, versus Go's newly caught Dugtrio. With a little help from Pikachu, Go sends Team Rocket blasting off again after a huge Sand Tomb attack. After that, they're kind of surprised to see how nice the soil has just become, and back at the farm, the other Diglett show up kind of lost without their leader. Go decides to give Dugtrio to Endo, not only so that it can stay with the rest of the Diglett, but because after seeing the soil earlier, Go looked it up, and apparently Dugtrio can help make soil better for farming. Plus, he's happy with his cute little Diglett, so he doesn't need Dugtrio as well. That's too bad. It was kind of awesome in the one battle he used it in, but it is interesting to note that this was the first time a main character has caught a new Pokemon just to give it away to someone else immediately, since Ash caught a Beedrill that he gave to Casey that one time he competed in the Johto bug catching contest at the national park. We get the usual picturesque ending to the episode when the three of them head back home, but this time, Chloe takes the lead, stealing Ash and Go's line from before that seeing wide open spaces makes you want to run. Is that supposed to be character development? Whatever. It was a nice scene to end the episode. I'm giving this episode a 5 out of 10 rating. To be honest, I can't really think of much bad about this episode per se. I mean, I guess it was a little boring at parts depending on your opinion, but maybe that's just in comparison to some of the other crazy stuff Ash and Go have already done in Pokemon Journeys. I mean, not every episode can be battling legendary Pokemon. Well, actually, they're already doing that again in the next episode. Okay, we'll get to that in a second, but just to put a pin on this episode, the farm storyline was not exciting at all to me, but I can still enjoy a fun, harmless adventure, especially when it means more screen time for Chloe and Eevee. Like I joked about a minute ago, I don't know if Chloe or Eevee actually progressed at all in this episode, but I don't think I need to be so critical. This was clearly just a filler episode, so I think my 5 out of 10 rating is fair. Let's just move on. Alright, here we go. In the next episode, Ash and Go are investigating a Suicune sighting. It's not only them though, as some Pokemon hunters are chasing Suicune, and this looks kind of similar to when some Pokemon hunters nearly caught Kyogre towards the end of Sun and Moon. In that episode, Lana caught Kyogre in a fishing sense, but in this episode, Go is actually going to catch Suicune. Let's watch and listen to this one more time.
モンスターボールゴー
スイくんが新しく図鑑に登録されます
Okay, so it seems like Go is actually catching Suicune. That being said, something has got to be up with this. What's the catch? They don't just put the most epic stuff actually in the episode previews. This seems like some kind of potential bait and switch, but I'm not sure what exactly it is and what's going to happen. I'm sure you guys have your own theories about this, so please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you all think is going to happen with Go and Suicune. I think I have an idea that works and makes sense, and that would be that Suicune is actually going to let itself get captured by Go, and that would be because, as you can see in the preview, it essentially looks captured already, by the hunters I mean. So Suicune would allow itself to get caught by Go in order to escape, but after they sort out the whole Pokemon Hunter issue, Go could release it back into the wild since Suicune just let itself get caught. Part of my reasoning to back this up is because part of the episode title is calling Suicune the guardian deity of water, and I don't know if Suicune is usually referred to like that, but if it is considered a guardian, it seems like Go would be willing to let it go so it could continue doing guardian deity things. I mean, he did just give away a Dugtrio so that it could be the guardian deity of some guy's farm, so I think he'd accept that Suicune has a higher purpose than just sitting in the Cerise Park all day. Plus, back to the title, even the I caught a legend part has a question mark in it, so this just screams like some kind of bait and switch to me. They made the episode preview seem super hype and it got everyone excited, but let's not get our hopes up too much. I think the next episode will be a fun one, but I do not expect Go to be walking away from it with his new friend Suicune added to his party. Alright, I think that's all I've got to say on that. Like I said, give me your guys' thoughts in the comments. I'm sure we all have different takes on what's going to happen in the next episode. And if you haven't yet, please leave this video a like and subscribe to my channel. My current goal is 1,000 subscribers and we're really close, so if you could hit subscribe, that would be really awesome. Quick shout out to my 3 best friends over on Pokemon Go. If you want to join them and exchange gifts with me every day, check out the description where my friend codes for Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters, and Mario Kart Tour are all there. I'm always willing to add new friends on those games. Also, my top 10 Ash Ketchum rival Pokemon dropped last week, so check that one out if you haven't already. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.